All right, so today I'm going to be answering a question I get asked a lot, and I'm going to try work through it cognitively and conceptually myself to try and give the best answer I possibly can, because every time I get asked this question and every student I give the answer to, it's always a little bit different. So let's explore it today. And the question is, why do we train stances in martial arts? And it's a really good question. Why do we do it? And we do it because stances are a method, they're a tool to learn complex movement patterns. So now, when you're learning martial arts, you are learning how to utilize your body. You're training your mind and your body to be more harmonious, more synergistic, you're training yourself to be more proficient with your own body. Now, it might seem a little bit strange to people, it's my body, how can I not be proficient with it? You can absolutely be improficient. You can lack proficiency in your own body, absolutely. I mean, anytime you try to learn a new skill, you're going to pretty much suck at it almost every time. I mean, you try to throw a ball with your left hand. Why can't you do that? Because you haven't developed the proficiency, the movement patterns, the skill. You haven't refined the movement. So when we're training stances, although stances are usually taught statically, they're a static representation, so they're a freeze frame in time of what your body can do in time. So it's a freeze frame of your body in time and space. So you can study that one frame, and then you can study multiple frames. So let's conceptualize a field, three-dimensional, like a sphere. You can imagine a sphere, a giant ball, and we're going to refer to that ball as the field around me, so anywhere my body can actually reach given my position here. And I can move in almost an infinite number of variations in this field, all right? So we cannot study every single way the body can possibly move because there's an infinite combination. I mean, you've got so many joints and so many muscles, and the relationship between them, you just tension one little muscle in one piece of your body and you've created a whole new pattern, whole new freeze frame. So you've got this infinite number of these positions. You can't study them all, so what are we going to do? We are going to isolate the links, the main links between different positions, and that will be your front stance. This is a very common position, and it's almost like your home base, it's your ground zero. And off of that, you can branch into a million different variations for various reasons. Generally, if you have an opponent and you need to position your body in space and time to deal with them. They are an obstacle, they are a problem, and you need to overcome this problem. You need to move your body in time and space, you need to calibrate your body, you need to create movement, and you need to adapt situationally in time to overcome the obstacle. So the stance is teaching you how to move efficiently. How does gravity feel on your body in this position? Because you need to learn different positions so you can generate a map. You need to explore your body, explore time, how your body is in different positions in time and space. And then you need to start mapping that out to get a better intuitive understanding of leverage, of gravitational pull, of force propagation, of how and what your body can do. I mean, that's why you study martial arts, is to learn those things, to gain control of your body, to better understand how to manifest your will, how to manifest action into reality from your body. And it's quite a lot of what the study of martial arts is about. It's not just beating people up. That's a very small part of what it is. And okay, I'm not going to get into a whole debate about fighting. Fighting is its own thing, and there's a time and a place for it, usually in the ring, and in situations where it's morally the right thing to do, but that's a whole debate in ethics as well. So let's focus more on biomechanics. So in a stance, there are various biomechanical principles you need to be aware of. Positions of each of your joints matter. Developing proficiency in a stance can take years. I mean, it takes everyone a different amount of time, but a beginner will look at a stance and be like, yeah, I can stand like that. There we go. I've got a front stance. Teach me something else. Teach me how to punch. Teach me how to kick. Let's do something fancy. And they're missing the intricacy, the details of what the stance is and what you're actually trying to extract, what you're trying to learn from doing the stance. So when you do a stance, you want to learn to calibrate your body in space and time. You want to learn to feel how gravity pulls on your body, how your body moves together synergistically. You need to, so how to cross tension, how to create the correct tensegrity in your body dynamically. So when you've got one stance, you'll learn how your body feels in this position. Then you want to learn how to transition into another stance. So you're taking your major positions that your body might end up in, and you want to refine and map out those positions as best you can in terms of gravity, how your body feels. You need to learn how long your bones are, how tight your muscles are, where your restrictions are. You need to literally explore your body in the stance with a bit of movement, because you kind of need to pick a point that's your ideal, your ground zero, your home base, and then you tend to deviate away from it and explore what happens when you do whatever it is that you're doing. And it's like a scale. You've got to tip it forward, tip it back. What does that feel like? What does this feel like? What does that feel like? And you're mapping out all these different positions. Once you've gained proficiency in those, then you start exploring more complex movements, and that's where your strikes and your throws, and you'll start adding in variables such as your opponent, start working on how distance affects energy propagation, how speed affects energy propagation, how weight distribution and the amount of effective mass, and you start actually effectively studying physics and how your body works in the real world, in the physical world, how your mass affects other mass, how you can generate and propagate energy, transfer energy, and how to do this efficiently. And that all comes down to how you move your body and how you study to move your body. A good way to do that is to simplify movement into stances, study the stances, and then through studying stances, start studying the transitions between stances and learning movement learning complex movements in different forms. All right, so I'm going to end that off there. Hopefully I've covered most of the points I wanted to, and hopefully I didn't repeat myself too much.